Hello, sorry.
Okay, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Lessons Montage. So sorry that we missed last week. What happened? I hurt my neck and you were still sick.
I had the dreaded man flu, Taj. It was a serious case of man flu. So.
Apparently the man flu is so much worse than the normal flu.
You wouldn't understand.
I would not understand.
No.
But anyways, we both had a discussion. We were like, oh, we could go up and film, but we don't want to be on camera unless we actually feel good, because I feel like our content won't be as good as what it could be unless we're feeling really good.
It's not about just pumping out content, it's about getting that message across, because it is something that we want you to watch for a long time to come. So,
definitely.
Yeah.
So today's lesson's a little bit different. I struggle to teach this. I understand it, but I struggle to teach it. But the Steve's gonna do most of the talking today, and I'm just like, hey.
You'll hopefully inject. You know this stuff.
Yes, I do. I get scared that I won't explain it properly for everyone to understand. I feel like this one's a little bit harder to understand, but when Steve's taught it to even our close friends and family, they're like, whoa.
Well, I'm just gonna teach it the way I learnt it, and I learnt it by my story, myself. So
a couple of years ago, we went on a couple of trips with Tony Robbins. We were part of a group called the Platinum Members. So we went on quite a few international trips with Tony and about, how many other people? Like
150-ish.
So we went to Hawaii for a relationship trip. We went to Fiji for a health trip. And we went to India, which was really interesting. He took us to the richest part of India and then the poorest part of India. And we got to see both. And it was outside our comfort zone. But we learned quite a few different things. Struggled to connect with a lot of it. To be completely honest. And Tony's courses are very intense. You're starting at 7 AM and going till 2 or 3 in the morning. They're long days and you're sitting in freezing cold aircon. I think he does that to kind of keep you awake, hey?
Yeah.
So if you're not connecting with it, it's like very hard to stay like alert and taking the information in. But it was an amazing trip, and I think this is what we got out of it.
Well, one of the things, and Taji, I wanted to tell this topic because it will give you an understanding of your parents.
I feel like you're so close to the camera. He's always like, my head looks so big. I'm like, yeah, it's because you're so close.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm peacocking.
Hey, you caught me, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, so this thing I learned really gave me an understanding of myself, why I do the things I do. So today's topic is you become who you crave love from the most.
Have a second just to digest what he just said. You become who you crave love from the most.
We first got this topic in a seminar. The question was, the first one, what we just said, you become who you crave love from the most. The second part of that, was it your mother or was it your father? And we had to think about that ourselves, and we sat down in the crowd, and there's a crowd of 150 odd people there. And
kind of looking at each other.
We're looking at each other because we didn't really have a father, so
it's like moving.
I've gone from peacocking to
you're like dancing now.
So for us, it was obviously my father died when I was really young, so I got to model him a little bit. And Ashy unfortunately didn't get a father figure at all. Sorry, a father at all. My
real father left when I was like 1, so I really never really knew who he was.
So it was obvious to us that we craved love from our fathers because we didn't receive it.
We didn't know that at the start though.
Well, no, we did.
No, remember we were like looking at each other and we were like, oh.
No, I definitely knew it was my father, but my question was, I didn't have anything to model. I know it's my father because I didn't receive love, so I craved that. So we looked at each other.
Because I didn't have my real father growing up, I was like, well, I clearly craved it from my mum because I didn't want my father's attention because he didn't want me. That was my story. I was like, why would I want his attention? No, it was definitely my mum. That's what I thought. But
yeah, I guess what happened was we sat down and we went through and we both put our hands up and
which is so nerve-wracking in front of Tony.
We didn't understand, and we got to stand up in front of the crowd, and anyone who's been in a Robbins seminar, if you get the opportunity for Robbins to dig deep into you,
it's a gift.
It's a gift, but it's also very
so nerve-wracking
and challenging. So after talking with Robbins, we went through, and it was clear that we both crave love from our fathers. It's a yearning that we didn't get. So
we got it from our mums.
So the question is, who do you crave love from the most? Because you become that. Was it your mother or your father? And the third question is, who did you have to become to get love from your father or mother? So basically, the most important thing to you is love, and the thing that you want most is love. You'll naturally, subconsciously do the things that you think will obtain love from that person. for us, this is where the challenge was, because we didn't know our fathers, well, me from a very young age, so we didn't really know what it took to get love. And we stood up and as we say, went through and basically Robin just said, well, what do you think your father would have wanted? The gift for us not having fathers, and also you having a poor father figure,
A stepfather.
which I didn't have. I just didn't have a father. We got the ability to create our own version of a father. So for me, and Ashy will probably have a totally different perspective, I wanted a father who was a provider. I wanted him to be the man. I wanted my father figure in my mind was, he was strong, he was a leader, he took care of his peers, and he was successful. And then you...
I wanted a father who was a really good listener, who never made me feel alone, who made me feel safe, who cared about me. And it's funny because all those things that you wanted and you craved is who you become. I pride myself in being a very good listener, someone who wants to. My core reason, I always say it on all my social media platforms, I never want anyone to feel alone. Like, I care about everyone and I want everyone to feel like a someone. So you become that.
So you become that. And also for Ashy, which we found out in the seminar from Robbins, is she also attracted a man. That was her standard in a man going forward too, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And you didn't settle, and lucky enough I got to be that person. So I guess why we're telling you this, Taj, is it's a little bit weird for us talking this, because obviously you're craving one of us.
Yeah, when we thought about doing this, we were like, oh, this is going to be awkward.
But it gives you an insight into us, like why I'm driven, why I'm, you know, the way I am, and also your mother as well. So the best thing you can do as a parent, if you ever become a parent, and let's hope that happens. I'd love to see a little you running around.
Oh my gosh.
It'd be amazing.
We're smothering grandmother.
If you get a good balance of both, you know, that's probably the best scenario.
Yeah.
But there's always going to be one that you crave love from the most, and I don't quite know what the dynamics of that is. It is whoever you choose, but it's a really powerful insight into why you do the things you do and
why you become who you are.
I don't think it changes anything. I don't think it does, but it gives you an understanding of why you do the things, and I just think it's really interesting.
Really powerful.
When I look back over my life, so just to reiterate, you become who you crave love from the most, either your mother or your father. And to get the love from that person, you needed to do certain things to obtain that love. So was it being a good person? Was it being successful at business? Was it being a good sports person? Was it always being punctual?
Was it not breaking any rules, being the good girl or the good boy all the time?
And it's your perception, but it's also fact of what you did. And you naturally will do those things to receive, because the most important thing in a child's development is love from the person they crave love from the most. And the power as an adult, or a parent I should say, is you have the power to really shape that unconsciously. So it's a really big responsibility as parents to know that, because you can really screw someone over in your bad traits and also your good traits. So do you get love by being positively affected, or do you do it by negative things? You know, being a bully because that's how your father brought you up. There's so many negative ways of attaining love. So yeah.
Yeah, it's a hard one to explain, but I hope that comes across right, and it's good for you to have a think whether you did have a father or a mother, or you didn't have either, you had guardians. It's really interesting to look into and to look at who you are and the patterns you have and the traits that you have and where it's come from. I find it really interesting. So I hope that's been explained nice and clear for you to all understand. As always, we would love to read below who you crave love from the most.
And who did you have to become to get that love?
I think if you go onto YouTube, you should be able to type in, what would they type in to find an intervention where he does this? Because it's so powerful when you watch him do it. Tony Robbins.
I've seen a few articles. I don't know about videos, but
type in YouTube, who do you crave love from the most? Tony Robbins. Yeah. And that's something will come up with his live interventions where he does this one-on-one with someone. We're not on there, but someone will come up, and when you watch them, I think it's easier to understand. But it's just a topic, Taj, that we found really powerful and really interesting to learn. So I hope you do as well.
And I guess just to finish, if you find that these things are really empowering, like if the traits that you've learned to get this person's love is working for you, don't change it. But the power of also understanding these things is that you have the ability, now you have an understanding of it, you also have an ability to change it, because if it's not working for you, if success is
right.
Sorry, I'm trying to talk and breathe at the same time. It's not possible. I'll give you an example. If you're driven by success because that's what your father or mother wanted, use it to your advantage. If the traits that you're craving love from are working for you, you know, great. But
you also have the power to change them, which is really cool.
Because you know why they're there. You know, this is the power of understanding and knowing what makes you tick unconsciously, because it's quite, I found it so interesting when I found out that all the traits natural things that I do are because the person I crave love from the most. Simple as that. And I hope we are giving you positive affirmations.
Who do you think Taj will crave love from the most?
Ooh, good question.
That's
Me,
a question
I reckon, because you're too smothering. You just give him love, love, love.
I do. I
Yeah.
literally smother him. Like, give me a kiss. Kiss, cuddle, kiss, cuddle. Sometimes he's like, no, mummy.
I think
playing
father's love is a bit more earned. I don't know.
I feel like mums wrap them a bit more on cotton wool, hey? We are so smothering. I'm guilty as that.
Yes.
Taji, I love the shit out of you and I show it 24/7.
Doesn't mean I don't show.
No, we just show it in different ways.
I hope we're quite balanced in our parenting, and I hope that you don't feel lack of love from either one of us or deprived. But regardless, I hope you become a good parent yourself, and you can use this to help other people, because anyone I've told this to has really helped them.
I still remember the day you told Gretty, she was like, whoa, it's like light bulb.
You can see all the things why you do the things you do, and it's pretty interesting.
Definitely. I think you're going to be an amazing dad, by the way, Taj. You are so caring. You are nearly 3. It's actually Zahara's birthday today, which means in 9 or 10 weeks you are 3, and you are the most caring, loving, like...
Ash, can we tell the story about Taji at daycare?
Yeah, so cute. So we got his like half-yearly report, and the beautiful daycare teachers like literally wrote out this massive A4 page of his achievements and, you know, his personality, and it was just so... I was literally at the traffic lights, I quickly read it and I was bawling my eyes for the rest of the way home, and I came home to Steve and I was like trying to read it to him and I couldn't. But he's got a beautiful special needs child in his class who's just so gorgeous, and Taji, out of any of the other kids, like he's there on a Tuesday and a Thursday, helps him with everything, like willingly. No one's asked him to do it, no one's taught him how to do it. He gets his bibs for him, he helps him eat, he takes his socks off for him, he'll fetch the ball for him, just hold his hand around the yard.
Solid daily duties, yeah.
He just like naturally is drawn to help. Taj, naturally are drawn to help, and this just like...
Yeah, it's pretty cute.
We were so proud. Like, oh my gosh, I was like, it's one of the proudest moments of my life, just seeing how caring and beautiful you are. And I'm like, at 2 or 2.5, like how do you even know?
Don't change, Taji, don't change.
Like, how do you even know to be that beautiful? Like, you were just, oh. Someone asked, your swimming teacher Megan asked me a couple of weeks ago if we want to have more children. I was like, oh yeah, maybe one day.
As many as she lets me.
And Megan, the swimming teacher, was like, oh yeah, but he's just so perfect. I just don't know if you'd get another one this perfect. I was like, I know. You're so amazing. Like, I just, oh, we just love you so much.
You see why you're gonna crave love from me.
I'm obsessed with you. Borderline obsessed. Anyways, let's wrap this video up. Hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, the more
next week, what are we gonna talk about?
The more you support our channel, the more it helps us with content. Please give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe. Next week, we haven't spoken about our topic.
Comment below what you want to hear.
Yeah.
I'm thinking masculine, feminine, relationship in crisis.
It's always fun to talk about relationships.
Business.
We always love hearing feedback, and we would love suggestions as to what you guys would like to hear. I want to put a disclaimer once again. I feel like I need to put it every video, but we are not experts. We're not saying we're perfect and we know it all. We're just sharing our experiences and hope to help our little boy, Taj. But we do love hearing what you'd love to hear. Relationships has definitely been a hot topic. Get a lot of requests for that, so definitely comment below. We look forward to reading your responses.
See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.